Hello guys and welcome back to the FPL series. Today we're going through my Game Week 14 preview and see what transfers we have to make and changes we have to make to the team. This is the current team and I'm not too against it right now. We're Flecken against Luton. I'm not too sure about if we want to start Dallo or Trippier. I'm starting Dallo right now just because in the Premier League we've been keeping a lot of clean sheets recently. Completely different to our Champions League, but it is what it is. We're moving. Pau Torres against Bournemouth is possible there. Saliba against Wolves, good game. And then really as well, to back against the Pau Torres and Saliba there, I've also got Hwang and Solanke, the two most likely to do something against Villa and Arsenal. So that if I do lose my clean sheet, I should get a bonus from like an assist or a goal from one of these two players. Saka against Wolves, perfect. Fulham against Salah? Yeah, basically, isn't it? Salah against Fulham, captained him as well. I know he played a lot of the full match yesterday. However, yeah, I feel like it's just worth it. Gordon is being on good form right now for Newcastle, so he stays in the team, worryingly enough, against another one of my defenders. Watkins got a slight injury in Alvarez against Spurs. It leaves me with Ariel on the bench. I prefer Flecken. Trippier against United on the bench. Bowen, it's still injured. And Pedro Porro against City. I just don't really want to push the Spurs against City with how they'll be conceding goals. But let's have a look at the team and players that I am just unsure about right now. And as I said, I think these are the players that I'm going to be most unsure of for the game week coming up. Trippier, because since the a lot of injuries have happened and not keeping a lot of clean sheets. He's got one against Arsenal, that's where a lot of the injuries started to happen. And he had a 2-0 against Bournemouth and a 4-1 win against Chelsea, but still no clean sheet. I don't know. With the fixtures coming up, I feel like it's worth just keeping him in for now and being like, right, we'll get back to it one day. Bowen being injured and then Alvarez just... I can feel the pet rotation. It's going to come and hit me at some point, but I don't know when that point's going to be, really. Like, I'm just every day waiting for it to happen. So, we'll keep Alvarez in for now, right, and we'll suffer. I did also say I did want to look at Simicast this week, but now that we keep clean sheets, I just don't really want to look away from it. And with Alisson being injured, I don't think that Liverpool clean sheets is guaranteed anymore. Let's go down to the defenders. That's what I want to look at, defenders, because I want to look at United because I'm kind of tempted to take out Dallo for Luke Shaw, because Luke Shaw's now back and fit and ready to be playing again for the first time since, well, he played last week at a clean sheet obviously, but he is Newcastle-Chelsea. I think after this Liverpool game here, actually after the Villa game here, I'll probably bring him back into the team. Maybe before that, to be fair, instead of Dallo, because Dallo's obviously in a lot more contention with his place in the team with Wan-Bissaka, like you saw at the midweek. Wan-Bissaka played over Dallo, but when Dallo came on, we got more attacking and looked like we was going to score a goal a lot easier. So maybe 10 I will see that too. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Transfers, go back onto this page as we're taking out Bowen right now for a midfielder. I don't know what midfielder we're on, so let's go through the team. We have 10.3 mil to spend if we take Bowen out, and I might even drop it even more. As I said, I'm trying to see how easy it would be to get Haaland back into the team. I said I'm still a bit off. I still need to take out, probably do need to take out Trippier at some point, because I said if I take out Trippier and take out Alvarez, let's just for a second put him in the team. That gives me 5 mil on each of these players, which isn't too bad to be fair. But for now, Alvarez stays, Trippier stays, and Bowen is the one going. Arsenal versus Wolves. I don't need to look at Arsenal myself, but I'll put it on there for you guys. Obviously, Hanky, Chanson and Wolves played that I'd be looking at really. Cunha has a bit of tempting to me, to be fair, simply just for the fact of he gets involved in the goals a lot for Wolves. It's just he's never on that end product. But yeah, I said I don't need Odegaard, I don't need Rice, don't need Trossard, I don't need Martinelli. That's crazy that Trossard and Rice have more points than Martinelli. That's wild to me. Havertz on a scoring form right now, so if you're feeling lucky, go for it. But I would avoid it. Brentford versus Luton. Brentford midfielders. Obviously, everyone's already got Embuemo. I don't really want an Embuemo in my team. Jensen Norgard, not really worth it either. For me, no one from Brentford. Burnley versus Sheffield. Avoiding that game like the plague. No half-12 game this week. That's weird. Everton versus Forest. You know what? I will look at both sides here. I will. Nottingham Forest have Elanga, who has been on form. Gibbs White, who's been on form recently as well. Elanga, ooh, you know what? It's a really tempting run there as well, isn't it, for him? I'm going to stick Elanga in the team for now. And we know we can still change it, but Elanga's in the team right now. And if he starts every game, plays the full 90 minutes most games. Apart from this Palace game, there's a little blip. That's when he started to get into the team. Since solidifying his place in the team, he's got back-to-back goals now, and he's got an easy run coming up. Elanga could be the guy, you know. Gibbs White got a goal and assist last game and an assist in the game before. Could also be another tempting one to try and push into the team. And no one else really screams out to me. I said, I had Arione at the start of the year. Got off now. Everton. They played well last week, but obviously just couldn't get that final goal against us. Decore. What's actually wrong with Dele Alli? Hip injury. Okay. No one really screams out to me. Decore gets involved in the goals, but Harrison felt like the one that was getting involved in the goals to me more. I'm not gonna get an Everton player in the team. It's just, yeah, not for me. Newcastle versus United. I'm gonna look at United here because Bruno Fernandes is really tempting me right now. Like, an assist last game, he should have got a goal as well, to be fair. And he has been on really good form recently. He got a goal and assist midweek against Galatasaray in that disappointing draw. Oh, do I get Bruno Fernandes in the team? It's tempting. It's tempting. Is it more tempting than Elanga? Bruno Fernandes or Elanga? That's right now. That's the question I'm going to ask myself for this video. Is Bruno Fernandes or Elanga? Let's look at Newcastle's injuries, and that will decide if we're going to get Bruno in. Newcastle. So no Burn, no Botman, no Target. Longstaff still injured. Murphy, Anderson, Barnes, Tanala obviously out. Willock and Wilson out. It's going to leave a team of, in the midfield, Bruno, Joelinton and Lewis Miley again. Oh yeah, I might get Bruno in the team, to be fair. I feel like Bruno's going to do something. Diallo, what Diallo is this? Amadou Diallo. Fair enough. But right now, right, we'll keep Elanga in the team for now. But Bruno's on top of the list right now. Bournemouth versus Villa. Now, with Watkins potentially being injured, it might be good to maybe look at getting in a Diarra, who seems to get involved in the goals a lot if Villa need to. Oh, but no, fuck that. Look at that. That's an awful run coming up for him. I don't want to touch that one bit. Let's go on to Chelsea. Chelsea versus Bournemouth. Or Brighton, was it? It was Chelsea versus Brighton, wasn't it? Chelsea versus Brighton. Okay then, look at the defensive injuries. That's crazy. That is crazy. Sterling obviously found form. Everyone's been screaming getting Palmer in the team. Over 10% owned. Guys, he's just a penalty taker. He's a glorified Milivojevic. Gallagher and Mudryk. They just stink to me, don't they? They just stink up the gaff, Chelsea, right now. Brighton, as I said, I'm avoiding Brighton like the plague right now, just because their rotation's just too crazy for me. I just don't want to touch the rotation that they go through. It's just not for me. Liverpool versus Fulham. I've already got a Liverpool midfielder, and I don't really want a Fulham one either. But Luis Diaz, if you can't start on a team, I always say just get Luis Diaz. West Ham versus Palace. I am taking a West Ham player out, and you know what? I did actually look at getting a West Ham player in to replace him, and that was the man of Mohamed Kudus, who has been involved in the goals. 2 assists last game, nothing in the game before, and a goal and an assist in a loss to Brentford. A nice run coming up for West Ham. It could be tempting. It could be. Someone like Kudus in the team. There's a lot of good midfielders to go for right now. Obviously, I'm happy with these two. Yeah, he's been on form. Actually, how's his form been recently? Yeah, well, he's just scored in the last game. I don't need to figure out that one. And he scored and assisted in his first game for us. Elanga scored in the last game. Kudus could be tempting, to be fair. Elanga's obviously a lot cheaper, and absolutely boosts my money up to 5.3 million, which is mad. And it's still not enough to take Alvarez out for Haaland. That's crazy for me. And City versus Spurs, big highlight game of the weekend. Kudus tempting me right now, but let's look at the City and Spurs game. City players, obviously Foden was fine, Bernardo was fine. I don't want Doku just because it's the pet rotation with all these players, really, and it just It just hurts. It just hurts. It hurts. It hurts. So let's look at Spurs, who have been falling since that Madison injury. But who? Do you know what? Do you know who I thought really stepped up the other day? And he had a good game, but obviously got nothing from it. Brian, I felt like he had a really good start to his game last week. I must have maybe being like, oh, Kuleski and Gill have started well, and he lost 2-1 in the end. So yeah, potentially there. So really, my eyes right now is Alanga, Kudus, or Bruno Fernandes that want to get into the team this week. Oh, and it's going to be have to look at the fixtures coming up. Really, that's what we're going to think about. So Everton, Fulham, Wolves. We'll look at until Christmas. Until Christmas, I feel like so it's a good run until Christmas. We've got these two home games that are nice, one home game that's a bit rough, and then 2 away games that can be 50-50 for Alanga. Let's go down to West Ham. You have to judge it on the player as well. Like Kudus now is on quite good form, and until Christmas he has. Is that 6 games? No, it's 5 games still. Palace at home, nice. Spurs away, rough. Fulham away, rough. Not that rough to be fair. Fulham away. Wolves at home, United at home. I feel like these 4 games could be good for him to be fair. Goal assist, goal there. Now that he's really starting to get into the team as well. In the last 4 games, actually been starting the games as well. Getting involved in the goals. Away, not really at home, but away. He just loves the away crowd. But he had the high expected goals. That's conceded. Expected assists, not high in either game really there. And expected goals, not high really either. Let's look at Bruno. Manchester United. Obviously, Bruno was a lot more than both of these players, and more than Bowen. He's taking money out of the pot, but I just feel like I want to get a United player in. I might get one of the other guys in, and if they're not performing, it's like Newcastle's a tough game to get Bruno in for. So it's really down. I'm going to get Mohamed Kudus in, I think. Who's Forest's game? Forest against Everton. Oh. I feel like I have more trust in West Ham than Forest. So Kudus is going to go in the team. That's going to be his change for the game week. Let's make the transfer and see what that does to my team now. So pick a team. See Kudus. I mean, maybe Kudus for Alvarez, to be fair, against Tottenham. Oh, but no, Alvarez is more like he's going to go like that anyway. He's going to go like this. So save the team there. Kudus goes in the team for his game against Palace. Would Slanky start over Hwang for Arsenal away? No, he is at home. Yeah, I think that's how we're going to go with it. It'd be great if if the all-out attack chip was still on. That'd be mint for a game like this when my defence is just looking a bit skew. I'm happy with those 2. It's the decision of the 3rd defender there. Like as I said, I did plan to bring in Simicast for this game week, but with Alisson's injury, I just don't see it as worth it anymore. That's going to be the team for the game week, guys. It's not a bad team. I'm expecting my points to come from the midfield, really. Like I still could change it coming into tomorrow, but right now that is the team. No more transfers to be made, just little changes inside the team to be made. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you next week. Cheers.